Ghost job. Marge Hernandez finished up the job posting, pasting the same set of bullet points from the last 3 postings she had done. Proficient in Microsoft Office Suite, Razor's Edge, and Salesforce. 3 years experience in a fast-paced work setting. Master's degree required. She hit submit on the company's official job postings section and gazed out the window. Her entire life, studying hard in middle school, high school, and college, had led to a job where she was actively doing a disservice to society. She had posted a ghost job. One of the statistics the Excellion shareholders wanted to see in the annual report was growth, and one way to measure growth was by measuring new job listings. After all, a growing company needed more people, but her company had found a way to stack the books perfectly legally. All they needed to do was to post jobs that they didn't intend to fill. No one would ever know that part. Management could just say the role was eliminated or some other corporate fuckery. It was her job, among other things as an HR lackey, to post these roles online, receive resumes and cover letters, read none of them, and close the position. She had told herself that she couldn't read the materials sent, to put a desperate face trying to pay rent on the impersonal submission, and usually she didn't. She had her own rent to pay, and she was just doing what her supervisors told her to do. If anyone came cracking down, she'd put the blame on Excellion management. They'd probably put the blame on her, too. It's a dog-eat-dog ladder. She picked up the stress ball from her desk and squeezed it twice. One day at a time. She'd make it out of here into a corner office. Without her job, she was nothing. She had just finished up a posting for a position that would report directly to her. Human Resources Assistant, it was called. All the big details were provided to her by her supervisor, and she could do what she wanted with the rest, so she had fun flexing her creative muscles. She leaned back in the chair, fantasizing about having an actual assistant. They could hit submit instead of her, and just like that, half the stress of her job would be gone. They could attend all the meetings for her too, and summarize the important points. Another half gone. One day. She just had to keep at it. Her idle daydreams were interrupted by a voice calling her name. "Miss Hernandez, excuse me?" She froze. Unexpected call-outs were never a good thing. She turned and saw a man she had never seen before. Average height, dark hair, totally unremarkable. She was forgetting what he looked like while looking at him. "Can I help you?" she asked. "I finished updating the company handbook," he said. "Are there any other sections you want me to revise with new guidelines?" She wrinkled her nose. "Sorry, who are you?" "I'm Wendell. Your assistant? Are you alright?" "Sorry, my assistant? I don't have an assistant." "Has there been a reassignment? I can check with—" "Wait, no. Update section 6.3c on benefits, please. Do you have access to the folder?" "I should." She was still staring at her assistant, dumbfounded. "Okay, I'll get to work on that." He awkwardly exited the room. Marge's mind was racing. She began typing up a new job posting. This one was called Butler to Human Resources Department. They would report to her and only to her, be on call 24/7 and do whatever she asked for no pay. As she posted it onto the company site, she wondered how she'd taken the heat off herself if the whole assistant thing had been a weird coincidence. She wasn't wondering long. An impeccably dressed man in a 3-piece suit, who looked just as remarkably unremarkable as her new assistant, tapped her on the shoulder with one hand while carrying a basket of fresh bread in another. "Madam, might I trouble you with some croissants?" She grinned. Later that day, Marge lay face down on a yoga mat as her personal masseuse relieved the tension in her shoulder blades. She exhaled peacefully. Her phone rang, and she sleepily answered it as he continued the massage. It was her supervisor. Had they found out? Her blood froze. She had experimented, and taking down the listing didn't cause her staff to disappear. She'd covered her tracks well. "Yes?" "I just wanted to congratulate you on the great work you're doing, Marge. You've really been doing the work of 3 people. Saved me a lot of trouble." She laughed to herself, thinking of her 3 assistants. It was weird of her supervisor to call outside work hours, but she'd let this pass. Until she created a new supervisor, that is. Over the next few months, Marge continued to rise through the ranks, eventually replacing her supervisor entirely and taking on someone in her former role. She was scrolling her emails she did once a month, when a new message from the CEO popped up. She thought about creating someone to summarize the emails for her, but curiosity got the best of her. Dear Miss Hernandez, we at Excellion are truly sorry to deliver this news, but due to current events, numerous departments, including accounting and HR, are downsizing. You will be gifted a generous severance package. All your personal items. Following 2 weeks. Thank you, our family. Sincerely, Excellion. She couldn't read the entire email through. Marge looked at her arm. She could see the ground through it. Within 5 seconds, she had disappeared entirely. Without her job, Marge was nothing.